Hey guys, I got a big old chunk of raw Flint River shirt. This is from Jeff Head, my buddy in Georgia. And I'm going to try to get a couple nice spalls off this thing. I think I can get a real nice one right here. From right there. So I'm going to try to do that first. Okay. I'm going to use a big old sandstone hammerstone for knocking a couple nice spalls off here. I don't have my 2-pound hammer available, and it's that hardened steel would do a number on this. This brittle chert puts a lot of cracks in it, but hopefully this soft hammer is really nice soft sandstone. So I'm going to support this thing well and try to hit it above the edge. This is kind of a new camera angle. Hopefully this works out good. I can't really zoom this way, I don't think, but all right. Call that a warm-up strike there. It's okay. It was a decent flake, but wasn't what I wanted. It did kind of help isolate that some more though. See, I hit way up above the edge far enough that time. Man, oh man. That's a beauty there. Ready to rock. See, and using the soft sandstone, it's still sending a couple little fractures where it carried through after the flake released and crushed the edge a little bit. But if I would have used the steel hammer on that, it would have put cracks going every which way in there. And it would have been a much more defined bulb of percussion here. If I would have used a steel or a hard hammer, it would be the bulb of percussion would be really evident right there. So that's a great spall there. There's a biface just waiting inside there. Alright. So that removed a lot of the mass here. Might be able to get one to come back up over this way and undercut this. Or I may be able to run one right down this ridge here. It's going to be kind of a triangular flake probably, but I think I can run almost like a Buren flake all the way down this side. That platform the angle is good, but it's kind of facing the wrong direction, you know. It's kind of pointing back towards me, so I need to steepen this up over here. Raise it up a little bit, give it a little bit of convexity. when you do that, it lets the bulb initiate, the crack to initiate higher, and the bulb goes in there deeper and thus takes a thicker flake. Alright, let's see what we can do down this big old ridge here. Took 2 flakes. So it took the first one and then carried through and grabbed some more material. Took a second one. It's okay, I can get a little bird point out of that. Or, man, that'd make a nice knife blade right like it is. This stuff is sharp. Nice little flake for a point. Alright. So this is probably a little large for what I'm trying to do here, but let me switch down to a little more manageable hammer stone. So this is a harder hammer than that one is. This is a granite here, but the texture of it is still kind of grabby, so it's a little different. I like to have a wide range of hammer stones. I need to start doing some more abo work. I haven't working with natural tools. I haven't done any for a while. A hot minute. Just raising this edge up to get a look at it. Let's see if I think I can overcome the steepness here. I don't know if I can or not. I'll try to get another one right here. Got used to using that large lead-filled copper bopper. Spoiled me. I think I can get that to wrap around. Man, that's ugly. That ain't working too well. Speaking of which, let me just go ahead and grab that bad boy. I'm not going to be able to get those big thick flakes like I would with a larger mass percussor, but get a lot of thin ones. You know, if you don't have that extra weight, it doesn't matter if you hit up on the edge or not, it's still not going to have enough energy to send that flake deep and far. Need to buy me, I think FlintKnappingSupplies.com has one billet that's a little larger than this one. You see that better? Or is that worse? Sometimes you can't see the contours when I turn that light on. It's so bright. This is a little bit darker color material, so maybe it's not Not so bad. I don't know. Shows up better without it, I think. I got another one up here. Let me keep rolling like this. So I want to drive a flake across here. I got this ridge, but this thing is like too isolated. It's kind of hanging out there too far, too pointy. And then I hit that and that bulb's going to initiate way out here, and it's not going to take the flake I want. So if I shorten this up a little bit that way and then maybe raise it back up just a little bit, a little convexity. Now I strike it right there. I can get that crack to initiate up above the edge and take a nice deep flake and carry through there with a little back edge support. I'll angle the force this direction so it doesn't wrap and cut the bottom of my point off. It'll still spread out down into here, but did good. Nice flake. Real nice flake. Really flattened that out down there. Already working on thinning our base out. Another good one right across there. It's kind of a thin one there. I'm going to try to keep everything, I'm going to try to get organized and keep nice ridges to work off of. And really try to pay attention to my contours and my edges. This is a nice piece of rock. I don't want to mess it up. I like to make a big old Ross blade out of this thing, but I don't know if I can do it or not. Might make a good Danish dagger too. Been wanting to try one of those. I got a bigger one over there for that though. Definitely gonna try one anyways. I did a couple little miniatures, but that's a far cry from the real thing, full size. But I think I do understand the concept of it. I've watched Ed Mosier's videos on making them quite a bit. He's about the only one out there that's got anything. I think DC Waldorf did like a DVD type deal. Charles, what's that guy's name? Guy videotaped him and helped him make it and stuff. He's got a little test video, a sampler video on the YouTube, I think. Now see, I had surface support on that right there, and it allowed that crack to carry underneath that step fracture, and that's a bad one too. See, it just went right underneath of it, undercut it. That was from having that surface support on there, or it wouldn't have done that. Not in a million years. Actually took 2 step fractures off there. Bonus. And a good flake. Yeah, I'm becoming a pretty big fan of the whole leg pad surface support type stuff. See, look at that flake wrapped all the way over there. Took out the square edge off that high platform, that surface support. I'm telling you, if you ain't doing it, you ought to be doing it. You got to direct your force inward, you know, where you want the flake to go. But I'm telling you guys, works every time. I love that. You can't get these big, nice, thick flakes with just a little billet, you know, that's not very heavy, or you know, not quite large enough mass, and you're not going to get those flakes, especially not using that surface support on your leg. Surface support of some kind. I mean, this is about as good as it comes, in my opinion. I think I can get one right here. Okay, just really leveling this off here. It's getting nice and consistent. Get one right there. It's a little bit drier in there, but it's not bad. I think it'll still work fine. Still work just fine. I'm sorry, I try not to talk when I'm hitting or grinding or whatever. I know it cuts the audio out. I'd be tempted to take a real big flake across here. It would probably be okay, but if I do that, I'm kind of messing myself up to come back this way, and I definitely need to remove this mass, all this stuff. So I'm just going to take a short one there for now. Take a little bit better one than that. Get one next to it. This is called a spur. A spurred edge. You guys see that? That is no good. We gotta get rid of that. And I know if I try to take it off like this, there's a good chance it's gonna hinge under there. I could probably do it, but I think if I come back here and hit this and get this out of my way, then I can reach it a little better. And I can get rid of this thing, little boo-boo there too. Okay, get in there at it now. Just barely. Okay. Raise this up a little bit. Okay, try to run one right through here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm hitting these things pretty hard because I have to increase my swing speed because my billet's not heavy enough to do what it's supposed to be doing. As far as taking larger flakes, it's doing its job just fine. I'll just go around and normalize or regularize my edge here. Nice. Usually when it crushes the edge like that, it'll just isolate a place next to it for you. Unless you do that. Nice little ridge here. I'll isolate this one. Isolate this one. So, go ahead and take that one. That one. That one. That one. There. Okay, so this side's looking much better. Starting to even out. So I'll come over here and work on this side now. Almost looked like I knew what I was doing there. Trying to get up underneath that stuff there, but you gotta be careful. This is where I get myself into trouble. When I should just turn my edge and go for the other side. Or the other side of the point completely where I was working. I'd like to thin this base out just a little bit more though. That's what I was trying to do there. That was a pretty good one there. Beautiful. Now you see how this edge here is kind of slopes down real gradual, and it kind of comes out to it makes for a really low edge when you're looking at it like this. If I hit that being that low with these flat contours here with no convexity, what's either going to happen is I'm going to not get the flake I want. We're just going to run in there and step fracture. But if you take and raise that back up just a little bit, even with your abrader, then you got some convexity. flake's got enough room in there to do what it wants to do. I got an invite to go do some hunting for chert. Maybe next week again, towards the end of next week. Be looking for a Horse Creek chert this time. Probably won't be selling too much of the Horse Creek if I can find it. I guess depending on how much I find. As long as my buddy don't mind, I'll sell a little bit of it. Kind of helps cover my gas money and hotel rooms. Okay, so I kind of got a good thing going on with these flake scars down through here. I think I can get another one right here and then turn over and get one back this way. I just wanted to get rid of a short one there and get rid of that mass on that edge. A step fracture right there on me. See how low that made that? I'm going to try to raise it back up a little bit. But it's okay, really, because I can hit right on this angle. Wherever you have mass and there's an angle like this that you can reach in there and get a hold of, that bulb will work itself out, even though it's not setting flat. That bulb will still go in there and flatten out and straighten out for you. And a lot of times you can get a nice diagonal flake to really remove a lot of mass off an edge like that. Oh, can't do it that way though. There we go. You see how big and flat them flakes are? It's just because of that surface support. And really pouring the coal to it. I'm smacking the heck out of this thing. I'm not really pushing down real hard, just hard enough. You know, not really pushing at all. I'm just holding it against there. A little bit of pressure. I'm focusing more on the back edge, making sure I drive this right into my hand. And in order to do that, if you take your percussor and push, your striker and push on your piece, push it into your hand, and make sure it seats into your palm, inside your hand, you know, back here on the inside of your fingers or wherever you're holding it. Make sure you got a good fit right there, and then kind of just firm up on it and get a hold of it. That way it's already tight and in place. And then when you strike it, just focus on pushing with this hand a little bit when you hit it, and keep that pressure. And that flake it'll spread out and remove all kind of mass. The edge don't look great there. And once I start getting a little bit thinner, I almost prefer to work out in the open. thin this tip out a little bit. Try this. Just hitting more down on that one just to build some convexity. These little points here, you know, they look like they'd be good platforms looking at them from the top, but when you flip some of them over, you see how thin they are, and they're kind of, this is kind of a spurred platform, spurred edge. There's a dip in there, so that's no good. We just got to get rid of that. If you were to stiffen that edge up and grind it and hit it, all that's going to happen is that you're just going to explode that platform. Most likely it's just going to blow away or fail halfway and then drive a step fracture or undetached flake in. And this one here is just too thin of an edge. I already know. If you guys are curious what's going on with my finger, I did something to it today. I'm not even sure what. It just started hurting on my way home. I got a little side job going on. I'm remodeling a bathroom, and I mean, yesterday I heard I had a flake pop off, and it cracked it. A big flake hit my last knuckle right there, and it hurt real bad. But it didn't hurt this morning when I got up, man. On the way home, that thing swelled up and turned purple. And it's all stoved up, man. All jacked up. So I put bubble wrap around my finger and taped it on there. It seems to be working so far. Yeah, you guys, that's what all this stuff is. Drywall mud. I had a lady call me up. I did some work for her a couple times over the past few years. Remodeled her basement. Painted her kitchen and living room, bedroom. Now I'm remodeling the bathroom. I'm just going to go around and organize my edges and get everything, get rid of anything I don't want. Try to leave the stuff I do. So what I did right there is set a platform to come in here and try to wipe this stuff out. It's kind of risky because it's still kind of a concave in there, but I think I can get it to go. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Undercut it. I'm just going to adjust this edge here. Take a couple flakes back this way. all kind of width. Really need one right there first. Okay, so that really lowered this edge quite a bit. Now I can hit right in here where it's got a little bit of an angle on it. And I think I can get a flake to run back into here. You guys let me know what you think about this camera angle. I think it'll be a little easier for me to stay in frame, but I can't zoom in, so I'll have to do some of them the other way. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I think one of the hardest things for me with the support and the edges, edge preparation and stuff, was having to consciously remind myself every time, okay, what can I do to make that edge look better? Am I holding on tight enough? Am I supporting it well? Like going through a mental checklist every time until you just, it starts becoming natural. Come on off there. Beautiful. This stuff's really forgiving. Let me hit high edges. Oh man, love this stuff. One of the reasons I didn't use surface support sooner is because I knew that when a flake hit support, it would break and get a step fracture. And that's true, but if you've got your support right and your angle of your direction of force going in, it'll feather out. And as long as your support comes up high enough and your flake initiates high enough up on the edge where it undercuts that, you got to have that material in there to start that flake off. And this thing here is kind of hanging out in the wind too much. Tuck it in, Gump. Alright. So I'm trying to get one right in here. Now you can see there's no isolated platform or nothing. I'm striking the edge. It initiated above the edge. Had enough material in there to carry that energy all the way across there. Look at that. That flake spread out that wide. And look at all that mass. I mean, it flattened that thing down like crazy. And get That edge was a little too high. Nice. Big old nice wide percussion flakes going through there. You gotta love that. Crack in the edge right there. Got everything all bound up. Found if I hit more straight into the edge on up here around the tip, I don't. You gotta watch that though. I don't break them off. Wrap the tips off as often. Got that one. Put another one in it. There we go. As long as you have your angle right, there's no chance of that flake step fracturing. Unless it runs into some concrete or something. This looks pretty good. It's just sticking out there a little too far. I'm going to tuck it in. Isolate it a little bit. Now I got a nice platform there. I mean, it just works so well. But it definitely takes some time to get used to your edges and familiarize yourself and develop that muscle memory and being able to maintain the correct amount of swing speed and force and support. Support's one of the hardest things to teach over the videos like this because you can't see it. You can't tell how hard I'm squeezing on this thing. Things starting to get really organized. Still got a lot of thinning to do. But I got plenty of room to do it, and this thing is ready to rock. I just got to slow down and focus on my edges a little more. Look at that, just picture perfect. there was a cone going in right there. I had that edge all locked up. Had a knot in it. Same thing here. If you hit straight in, or another thing you can do is hold your tip up, tilt it up in the air when you hit it, and that'll cause that force to exit the stone and not vibrate because it's traveling on a horizontal plane. It'll still run through the stone, but you won't get as much of that weight. This weight won't make as much of a difference with the wobbling and end snapping where it breaks in the middle. That vibration can really make them snap. So you just got to either support your tip, you know, support it all around, or hit directly in on it. A lot of people will hit on an angle across the base to keep the force from traveling up the stone. I find that it works pretty good getting straight in on it, as long as you're not step fracturing them. There we go. Man, that thing's looking clean, if I do say so myself. I could be spacing my flakes out more and concentrating on leaving myself better ridges. But it don't take a whole lot to get the flake to travel when you got that surface support. That one went almost too deep. I think right in here is where I need to slow down and really start preparing my platforms. If I want to chip something real thin, which I don't do a whole lot of real thin stuff, but I would like to make some thin stuff, especially a Ross blade. Isolate this a little bit more. nice. Beautiful. Man, got rid of every bit of that stuff. Might be becoming a lap napper, boys and girls. It works so well. And to not take advantage of this would just be silly. And you can really establish your angle once you get it figured out. Those flakes, they really feather out nice. Get one right in through here. Uh-oh. I stepped a little bit when I hit that tough stuff there. But that's to be expected. Where are we at? 52 minutes? Yeah. I'm gonna have to stop this one here. Not sure. I'd really like to make a big Ross blade, so I'll save this and film the second part if it works out. So we'll just call this one a Flint River biface, large biface. It's looking good though. Love this material. All right, guys. Hopefully you learned something and enjoyed that. Catch you all on the next one.